Hey, what's up, guys? It's Film Geek here, and I kind of forgot to do my DVD stack last week. So this week's DVD stack is for 2 weeks worth. So let's get started. First of all, I watched Tuck Everlasting. It was nowhere near as good as the book, which isn't really saying much because the book wasn't that good even. So really, the movie was just pretty subpar as well. There were good parts. All in all, I didn't really like it. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. It was pretty middle of the road. I'm probably being a little generous with a 2.5 though. Next up, I saw Low, spelled L-O. It's about a guy who like a pretty much no budget independent movie about a guy who goes to a hell dimension after his girlfriend is kidnapped by a demon and tries to get her back. This movie, and that's just the very simple premise of it. There's so much more to this movie, and it kind of rocked my socks off. I initially wrote 2.5 out of 5, only because the production value was very, very low, except for the costumes of the costume and makeup of the demons was phenomenal. But after thinking about it, this movie keeps coming back to me, all the stuff that happened in this movie, and I actually think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I know it's a huge jump from what I originally gave it, but really this movie is outstanding. The acting is, it's okay, I guess, for people who have never really acted before, and again, the cinematography doesn't look all that great. However, the direction of this movie is extremely original. The story is solid. I love the way that they do different things in this movie, and it's definitely a must-see. I give it a 4 out of 5. I'm curious to find out what the actual budget was of this movie, because it kind of plays out like something really low budget, and the direction in it is really creative and helpful with that low budget. They do a lot of like flashbacks and memories, but instead of doing it traditional Hollywood style, these flashbacks and memories are done as a stage play, and in fact the main part of the movie is really just the guy and the demon in like black room with little pools of light on them. It was very, very cool. So 4 out of 5 for Low. Then I saw the 1932 Oscar winner Cavalcade of Comedy, and it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, and it's the second movie ever that I've actually stopped watching before it was over because I literally could not take any more of it. And it's an over 3-hour movie, so if I couldn't take, I had to stop about the hour-and-a-half mark because I couldn't take anymore. It's basically a bunch of little comedic segments, but it's so unfunny. The acting is terrible. Everything about it was just awful, and it's the first movie I will ever give a 0 out of 5. I normally give at least a 0.5 out of 5 for giving credit to make the movie, but in this case, I don't even think it's worth that. 0 out of 5. Then I watched the complete TV series of Aeon Flux. It's the old MTV series from the 90s. I actually pretty much liked this series. There were some interesting things in it, and the animation was phenomenal, and the story was okay when the story was there. It just felt really disconnected from episode to episode. And that's why it didn't really score too high. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Then I saw the movie Aeon Flux, which is a total dog. I give it a 1.5 out of 5. And I saw Despicable Me. This movie was amazing. Great voice casting. Great story. I laughed. I almost cried. And I just had an all good time watching Despicable Me. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It was almost perfect for me. Then I saw the 1955 Best Picture winner, Marty. This movie hit a little too close to home for me. It's about a guy in his early 30s who still lives with his parents and can't really seem to get a girl because he's kind of a hermit and doesn't really talk to girls. But when he does talk to girls, he's kind of a tool. It's kind of like me, only a few years younger. It was still a really good movie, and I liked it a lot, and I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Then I saw, the first time ever, Donnie Darko, which seems odd that I've never seen this movie before, but I haven't, so I watched it. And everyone keeps telling me it's a total mindfuck, and I don't understand that at all, because the movie seemed completely straightforward to me. And it was pretty good. It wasn't great. I don't think it was as cult classic-y as it has become. Like, I don't think it should be that much of a cult classic, but it was still a good movie, and I gave it 3 out of 5. Then I saw World's Greatest Dad. Someone actually recommended this to me on this channel about a year ago, and I just have never had a chance to watch it until now, and I'm kind of happy I did. It was a pretty good movie. There were parts of it where I felt it was starting to drag on because the pacing was a little slower than it could have been, but all in all, I thought it was really funny and original and damn good acting. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Then I saw Cashback. It's a independent British film about a guy who gets insomnia after his girl dumps him, and while having insomnia, he decides to start working at a grocery store during the night shift and discovers he has the ability to stop time. It was very cool, very artistic. This had some of the best camera work and lighting tricks I have ever seen, not just in a low-budget movie, but in any movie, and I give it a 4 out of 5. And then finally, I just saw Unstoppable, also known as the Train movie. This movie was also, again, pretty good, but I felt it was kind of slow. In fact, there were parts where I was like, I don't really give a flying fuck what's going on right now. Just didn't interest me. It couldn't hold my interest for very long. I felt like it could have been about 20 minutes shorter than it was. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. It was good, but not that good. So those are my reviews for my stack this week, and I'll see you guys later.